my gosh. Oh my gosh. So this I was. Are you finished? You could have deafened the people watching.
No one's watching.
Well, when they watch it. So this one, I was going to plug in my laptop, and they were like, "And go live." And so then it takes a screenshot of your face, and I was there like over. I was not prepared for that.
So is Paige gonna watch it?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. How do we tell
I
who's
think
watching?
it's Jay.
Okay.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay.
That was a nice light. Positivity.
I'm not good at technology.
It's like
okay?
working on us part two.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes. Hi. Okay.
You missed all the excitement just now. It's fine.
It was bad. Okay.
Candid photos.
Candid photos of Karen and Sky. Okay. Back to my depressing things I don't like about myself turning positive, maybe.
Yes.
Okay. Too much talking. Yeah, you get to see my bad handwriting. Okay, so I talk a lot. A lot.
If you haven't noticed, we're doing part two.
A lot. Yeah, I talk a lot. Especially once I get close to people. Oops. Is it Paige?
Continue talking.
Sorry. I should have put ADD in there.
You want me to add that for you?
Go for it.
Oh, you want me to?
Yeah, go for it. Give me a
Okay.
sec.
We're making this video longer.
Yes, there will be a part 15.
Oh gosh. Hopefully we don't hate that many things about ourselves and the world. You do it this way. Right?
Okay. So, talking too much. So, that's an issue. What is
You
this?
can
This
show
is
them.
fine. Show them.
We'll see it when you.
Okay, got it. You just shake that. Okay. So, talking too much. Positives about talking too much and annoying people. Sometimes people are okay with it. Is that a positive?
I mean, there's no.
Jay, you are my positive. There are people who feel exactly the same way and talk just as much, and you can have fantastic conversations, especially when you first meet for several days. Sorry. So yeah, Jay, you are my positive. Okay.
I mean, I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with talking too much.
That's what Denny doesn't talk to me anymore. Because apparently I am too open.
Some people just don't understand.
Yeah. That's fine. Pick one.
Can you pick for me?
Okay. Please be skies. Oh. My prayers are never answered. Oh, too real.
Oh, that's my struggle too.
Okay.
Student problems.
No monies. None of the mons.
We're poor students.
We are. So, university life. You start off a term and you get OSAP and you're like, I'm rich. And then immediately give it to the university and go, this doesn't even cover. I am in the red. And then you lose all your money and then you feel sad and then rent comes and then you feel sadder and then you suddenly need food. And then you want
ties back to not eating.
Yeah, just a bit. So, not best things. No. Plus, I work a lot, and it just go for it. I work a lot, and it feels like there's just never enough money to cover everything. And occasionally, like I'll have a bit left over, which is nice, and I can spend it on food or the game. You've seen some of my crazy food spends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've definitely spent $300 on a friend's breakup before.
Just like going into the shop, into the grocery store, and like, and we're getting this and that, and just like
and
whatever you
it's
want.
It's literally
really.
just like I'll go, okay, you know what?
Load
I have
up.
so much money right now, so much money. Just like go get it, and then I'm poor for like the next month.
Because should I get this? Get it? Fine. Like we're getting it. Just put it in the cart. Like, even if you're just vaguely considering.
Yeah, you're like ooh, and I'm like it's in.
It's in
Got
the
it.
cart now.
We're
All
good.
right.
We're going. Which is not the best financial decision, but I am impulsive and I do that kind of stuff. Plus, it's about friends.
Yeah.
Money's never wasted if it's on friends.
Financial.
Okay.
I mean, also sustain yourself, please.
I've definitely lived off of peanut butter for a month once, which is not great. But that's fine. So things I don't like about myself. Money.
How you turn
positive. How do I turn that positive?
Turn that frown upside
It
down.
has taught me a lot of recipes that I did not think I would ever like get to. For example, I have made noodles out of just water and flour before. Yup. I've also made them out of like zucchini, which is something I did not think I would do, but it was going bad and I needed to use it up. It's also taught me to cook a lot from scratch. I don't actually have that much that isn't cooked from scratch anymore. Yeah. So I've learned a lot. I've learned valuable survival skills thanks to my lack of money. Also, I've learned that peanut butter will sustain you for a month. 1, 2. Is that one yours?
Yes.
That one's yours. Yes,
mine.
I am free.
Okay. This one's a frustration about those who don't try to learn about things they don't understand.
I got that one too. Ooh.
Yeah, they're just like, I don't really know anything about this subject, but I still have opinions on it, and I still am gonna like bash these people, even though I don't know what I'm talking about. And that's very hurtful and harmful, and it just shows a lot of ignorance. And I think a lack of maturity that they're not even willing to like consider.
Yeah. Or the like
learn.
Oh, old dogs, new tricks, and I'm like,
well, I just can't learn.
You can teach an old dog new tricks.
Like you can
it
try.
Has been done.
Like it's all.
Oh no, it's been done.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's a.
I'm saying like you can put forth effort. If you believe that you can achieve things, then you're going to pursue that and until you achieve it. But if you are under the impression that I can't learn, I can't change, then you're not really going to, because you're already setting yourself up for failure. So that is a frustration.
Mm-hmm.
But that makes me a stronger and better person because I am learning about other things that I don't understand. And I'm not running away from challenging subjects or things that are hard to process or deal with anymore. I used to be like that, but not anymore. Now I'm
positives.
Like, yeah,
strengths.
Positive strengths. See, I am churning. I'm churning like butter. I'm changing, learning and growing. I think I combined like changing with learning. So like I'm changing. Learning.
Sorry, welcome to us.
Yes. Fun times.
Oh,
yay!
Stages. Woo. I'm glad to know not everything in here is mine.
Another thing. People speaking for God. That's another frustration because we're not God. I know, shocking that, and you all thought I was, but no. Or you all thought you were, but no.
I mean, like, we're non-binary, so it could be easily mistaken.
Yeah.
It is not true. We are not gods.
I know. I can see why you think we were, but
with all my downfalls, I better not be a god.
Yeah. I don't know, but people are like, this is what God says, and I have the right interpretation, and take it up with God because this is what He told me. And I'm like, Or did you just think that yourself? Because, yeah.
Yeah.
How do I get stronger from people
Speaking to God?
speaking for God, thinking
for
they
God.
speak for God? Like, prophets were a thing, not so much anymore. I mean, maybe
False
but-
prophets.
false prophet. There's lots of false ones that think they think they know what the Lord says, but
Well, it made you question.
true. It made me not just take what people say as like, oh, that's what God says. It's like, is that really
There's another
what-
person.
Is that really what they said, or
Do you think it's loyal? Oh, to be Paige.
or Kenneth? I told him.
Or Kenneth.
I don't know. Who are you? Hello.
Okay.
Introduce yourself. No, you don't have to. You can just be anonymous if you want.
I want to know. Okay.
Oh yeah,
It's Kenneth. I want Harvey's. Oh my goodness.
don't we
Kenneth.
all? You have a bunch of coupons. You could go if you wanted.
I think we all do.
Did I? No, you picked for me. Now it's my turn to pick, and it's one of yours.
This is a thing. Oh.
You just got more coupons. Yay! Want to give some to me?
Yeah, we should meet up. Okay.
Harvey has donuts now.
Oh. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. I'm like
distracted.
food.
I just fed you.
I know, but like
Hamburgers too.
I know.
Veggie burgers.
But like, food's always a struggle, okay?
It's true. There's always a struggle. Isolating myself. Okay. So this comes back into a lot of mental health issues.
Yeah, that's me. Ignore. Move on.
Sorry.
Nothing happening here.
It's pretty dope.
What did he? Okay, continue talking about
Sorry.
isolating yourself, and I'm gonna check what he did.
Okay.
Let's see the damage.
Oh no! Wait, change my profile pic from your photo.
Oh. You're ruining our video, okay? Don't show them. I did not consent to that. Now your face is all over
I
YouTube.
consented to that. It's fine. I think his face is already all over
No,
YouTube.
that's not like a derpy one though. That's his like classy prom photo.
Oh, okay. He's fine with it.
Anyways, continuing.
Oh, Paige is on this.
Focus on isolating yourself.
I want to isolate myself. Do you want me to isolate myself?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, but like you should talk about it.
Yeah.
This is a huge bunny trail. This is like we've fallen into Wonderland now.
Okay. So, self-isolation. Okay. So, okay. Sorry, your Steam came up.
What?
Your Steam came up. This is fine. This is all fine. It's fine. So I have a bad habit of isolating myself when things get rough because it feels like no one really wants to talk to me, which may not be true. I know you're like I told you before this starts, do not interrupt as I'm doing these, or else this will take forever, which it already is.
Okay.
Okay. So it just feels like no one really wants to talk to me. And that if I do talk to someone, I'll be bothering them or taking up their time. So positives about isolating myself.
No.
I don't actually know. Time for contemplation. That's a bad direction. Okay. Let's. Oh.
You learn
Well-
that it's not good to isolate yourself.
It teaches me about who's gonna reach out, I guess. Yeah. Because there are a lot more people than you think that are gonna reach out, which is interesting. You yourself have reached out to me as I was isolating myself a couple times, and I was like, oh, I have to deal with this now.
Yeah, you can't get rid of me.
You live like 20 minutes down that way. Like,
I know, and like every day I'm like, hey.
hey, it's your busy day. You're in the middle of something. Can we hang out? It's Tuesday. It's Thursday. It's Friday night. I need to go to Kiddush.
Do you want to talk about another thing?
Oh boy, another one of
You
mine.
get to pick next.
Okay.
Okay. Heavy subjects to come.
Yeah. This one is about me getting kicked out. Which, according to my mom, she was letting me go as I ran off to school. So there's a lot of self-hate around this topic. So I'm not even gonna go into my little story. I'm just gonna straight up say some of the things I don't like about this. So when I got kicked out, and I will maintain that I got kicked out, I feel like it was partially my fault, as I kind of like just prepped. I didn't really, well, I did try to put effort into talking to my mom, but she wasn't really listening. So I tried to take a mediating point of view and get a counselor involved because I couldn't talk. And things kind of just spiraled out of control. Sorry. So, sorry.
Okay.
No, it's okay. Sorry. I'm not gonna look at the floor. Okay, so basically, I just don't like how that turned out. I feel like it was quite a bit my own fault as to what happened. And it's that self-doubt and quite a bit of other things that turned out from that that I don't really like myself. There is another thing in the jar that I will also get into. That's one of, honestly, the biggest regrets about that whole incident. But good things. I can understand you now when you talk about your parents. So when I got kicked out, Sky's parents and Kenny's parents took me in, and I lived with them as they were going through their vegan phase. Not Kenneth. Kenneth didn't do vegan.
Yeah, no.
They did vegan.
He's a meatitarian, so.
Meatitarian.
Yep.
So that gives me perspectives onto your troubles and being able to talk to you more through things. Also, I got to be there when your grandma was also there.
Was that when she was sick?
Oh, and the mold thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll not get into that here.
So there's been issues that I was able to be there for you for, which is good. Like, Kenneth, if you remember, like, trudging through trudging through the ice storm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Karen like wrecked their shoes, or their shoes were kind of already wrecked.
I already had holes in them. It was fine.
Like in the middle of winter, sopping wet feet. Anyways, want to pick the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. I have not forgotten.
Oh no, it's another one of mine.
You're close to picking one of mine.
Fine.
close but no cigar. I'm safe for this round. You're not gonna say anything?
Yeah, okay. So this one that I've picked up is can't help anyone. So this one is a bit of a harder one, and it travels through life and it travels through in-game. I play a game. Jay knows this.
The game of life.
Snickers
No.
knows this. I don't like the game of life. I don't want babies. Why are you giving me 14?
Anyone who doesn't know what the game of life is gonna be like, what?
Cool.
Anyways, sorry.
Chris likes to play the game of life, most likely.
All people.
This is fine. So I play this game. It's a word game. 2 people that are currently watching know it. Hi. Yeah, I was talking about Chris on this. This is fine.
Continue.
Sorry.
It's gonna be like 45 minutes.
Oh, we're gonna go way beyond. Okay. Isn't it already beyond 45 minutes? Doesn't matter.
Continue.
Okay. Okay. So, this is helping me calm down. This is fine. Joking is fine.
It is fine.
So I have this issue with monies, first of all. And in life that makes you very unable to help anyone. And especially when people don't want to be helped. Like friends who may not go to counseling and you have to track them there. This isn't even the first round that I had to do that for. So that's something. And you feel like you can't really help them much, especially when the counseling in itself may not help and you don't really have a way to help them. And then in game, this is a slightly different dynamic. I am one of the guild protectors, main guild protector, if I'm being honest. Oops.
I'm getting.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Okay. But that also comes with its own issues where, like, no matter what you do, the people that are gonna attack are gonna be like 10 times bigger than you. And it comes with the frustration of not being able to grow fast enough or help anybody, or especially when I'm in one of my trap accounts, you can't do anything. Like traps or banks, you're just stuck there and you're looking and you're like, I can't hunt effectively. I can't help you in this rally. I'm more likely to destroy it. Like I can't really do anything. Like you look at Guildfest and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna do this quest. No, I can't because I'm supposed to stay small. Nope, I can't do this one because I don't have enough troops to do this one effectively because I'm a trap. And just kind of like the issues with that, or like being a bank and being like, oh man, I want to go help this person out, but I can't because I'll lose shield. And then all the resources will be on display and everyone will hate me because I'm going to get attacked for all of them. Oops. So just a lot of times where you can't really help anyone and you feel like those times just kind of compound and you're just generally useless. Positives. I don't know if there's a positive for that one. Social supports. There are a lot of people who will help you out through things. And you kind of get to see it more when you're put into that helpless place where you can't do anything on your own. So
I mean, you can, but you can still help some people. Like, you might not be able to help every person you come across, but like, you've definitely helped me when I've been struggling, when you've also been struggling.
Oops. Oh, you don't have food? That's okay. I don't have food. I'll find a way to feed you.
No. But yeah,
it works.
It does work out.
It does work out.
It does work out.
Yeah.
In the end,
we figure out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So next one's mine. The lovely subject.
Oh, Kenneth, you're gonna enjoy this.
Yes. So one of my frustrations that is shared is upbringing. Shared by a lot of people, I'm sure. Not like, I mean, different situations for different people, but okay. Where do I don't even know where. Just in general.
Christian.
Well, there's just so many
Christian.
just fundamental, just
Aliens.
over-sheltered people. But like parents that over-shelter you and don't let you really like experience things that are different from their point of view. And especially when their point of view is kind of like at times about different things, not always the best. So that presented itself with a lot of frustrating moments. Like just being uneducated about a lot of things and not being able to relate to a lot of people because they were talking about things that I'd be like, what? What's that? Or what are you talking about?
Illuminati.
Yeah.
Illuminati
confirmed.
This is for your father.
Yeah. And then also that ties in with another one I got earlier about the fear and disempowerment. Not being given tools to succeed in life and having to like figure that out yourself and having long-term issues and trauma and mental health issues to work through because of the things that kind of were missed when you grew up that you now have to figure out yourself and deal with. So
or the things that were forced into your life
that now you also
years.
Things that you were taught that weren't right that you now have to unlearn. And it just a lot of things like this were very frustrating. And like I'm like, if I was raised this way, things would be much different and a lot better. But unfortunately, you can't go back and you can't really change those situations. You just have to move forward and get better now and do the best you can with what you were given.
How does this make you stronger? You have learned.
Yes, I have learned. I've improved. I've learned how to empower myself. I can now relate to other people who have had struggles of any kind with their growing up and stuff. And we can relate. I can, we can have conversations. I can help them out more than I can understand or like be a listener. Yeah, more than before. Like I can be a listening ear rather than someone who doesn't really know what it's like when, I have had frustrating things with family that I can now relate to other people who also have and, walk through that together.
You're Jewish. Sorry.
Yeah.
I felt the need to put that in there.
True. We might have to do like a part 3 because there's
so much stuff in there. I'm sorry, I hate myself. This is fine. Okay, let's start with this being the last one. Stage fright. So, I have stage fright. I have really bad stage fright. I have the kind of stage fright where I shake and like freak out and hyperventilate beforehand. And I go up there and I kind of blank and I do my thing and then I get off and my knees are still shaking. And it feels like it's not over and there's just adrenaline and you can't stop shaking.
You look terrified just talking about your stage fright. I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah, this is fine, sort of. Okay. So there's a lot about this that I've been trying to fight against for years. And here's the thing. I didn't always have stage fright. Stage fright is something that I grew into as I started not liking myself more. My brother has a lot to do with that, unfortunately. And it feels like even when I do talent shows and stuff to try to fight against it, that it keeps kind of winning, and it's always there, and it doesn't go away. I was basically terrified to do this, and I think for like almost a week now have just been questioning if this should even be a thing. And Jay knows this because I kind of asked her about like, okay, how do I even do this? I have such bad stage fright. How do I cope? And basically I was told to just act like I'm talking to friends. So I got friends on here. Yeah. And basically family. Kenny's family.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Our family.
Your family.
Our family.
Your family.
We are family.
Mm-hmm.
Brothers and sisters.
Okay.
Oh.
I've got all my sisters with me.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh. Yeah. Hi. Family. I have a deformed heart. There we go.
Wow. Your heart is not deformed.
Did you see that? It was like
That's okay. This is more the shape of a heart, not this.
heart.
Yeah.
Okay. We're children. Anyway.
Duh, don't you know this? So yeah. Good things about my stage fright.
Other people don't notice.
I don't understand how you don't notice what they don't notice. I go up there and I do my thing and I blank out, and people are like, "Wow, that was so good." And I'm like, "I have stage fright," and they're like, "You do?"
Yeah. It's like when I'd be sick and sing solos, and people would be like, "What? You're sick?" And they're like, "Can you not hear
this
in my voice?" Yeah.
Oh, another positive. I have learned to fight back, or at least try. Sort of. It sort of works.
Fight back to stage fright?
Yeah.
Get down,
Yeah,
monster.
I'm like, I'm taking a drama course and it's terrifying.
But I understand taking drama courses.
Yes, he would. He's fantastic.
I still have yet to see him live. You need to put on a monologue for me, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta see you in action.
Agreed. But yeah.
Sorry, that was drama.
Oh, we should have another part because there's
Yes,
a lot of cards
yes.
still there.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
Till next time. Thanks for watching.
Till a couple of seconds from now. Yeah. How do I end this?
Peace out. Press the big red button.
I'm trying. Oh no! There's a kitty!
It's fine. It's fine. Say end. You never really see me do anything. Yeah.